I immediately thought, this is a story that needs to get out, and people need to find out about what these guys did.
And tonight, only on 4, I found out how these amazing guys, now all about 80 years old, from right here in our area, well, they have such a fascinating story. It's about to be turned into a movie with at least one Hollywood star in the lead role.
We were fighting brutal discrimination, and we were fighting poverty.
In the 1950s, they were just kids from a very poor south side of Del Rio, and sometimes migrant workers in the fields way up north.
We would follow the crops.
Picking pears, tomatoes.
To me, it was a fascinating story.
But when Humberto Garcia found out what these men had accomplished starting when they were just kids,
12 years old,
he decided he had to do something.
To write it, put it in a book, and get the story out.
And he did. His book, Mustang Miracle, begins with these men and some of their friends happening to get some pretty good jobs.
I was always observing the golfers.
Carrying heavy golf bags, still a lot easier than working in the fields.
Oh, definitely, yes. It was heaven.
But it was just a paycheck for them at first, as they knew nothing about golf.
To us, golf was not a sport. We picked it up, as I told you, as a job.
But that soon changed, as watching and learning, they started to really like it.
We actually felt that we actually stole the game because we picked it up from looking at other players play while we were caddying.
But because they were Mexican Americans, they could only work there. They were not allowed to play at the only course in town.
Golf was a white man's game, but that didn't keep them from actually playing.
In fact, they wanted to play so badly they created their own makeshift course, clearing out some scrubland at the edge of town.
What were your greens like?
They were browns.
Brown. Dirt.
Your greens were brown.
Dirt.
Caliche.
They would have one or two clubs that they would share between everybody. They just take turns.
But then the school superintendent helped by creating a high school team, and they were finally allowed to play at that country club. But only once a week and very early in the morning. Still,
You learn how to hit from caliche and dirt, and they turn you loose on grass. It's just like a dream.
We built a team and we started playing and we started winning, you know.
winning a lot. In fact, despite overwhelming odds against them, the Mustangs of San Felipe High just dominated every team they played. In 1957, winning the state tournament by a commanding 35 strokes and taking the top 3 individual medals. But it turns out without the usual award ceremony.
Gave the coach the medals in an envelope and the trophy and said, thank you very much.
When they got back to their school, they did get some recognition, but then on their letter jackets.
How do you think you spelled golf? G-U-L-F. Yeah. We had to send him back.
Seriously?
Yeah. You didn't know that, did you? G-U-L-F. Golf champions. God almighty.
But their story doesn't end with just that state championship. They had taught themselves to play golf so well on their homemade dirt course that 3 of them went on to make a living in it. Felipe Romero, in fact, became a golf pro. Mario Lomas, a caddy on the PGA Tour for years. And the best of them, Joe Trevino, well, he stayed close to the game as a groundskeeper.
Who would have thought?
And next year, their story is set to become a movie called Play It As It Lies.
All of those things that we encountered actually help us become stronger.
You can accomplish anything you set out to do.
We overran a lot of obstacles.
Anything is possible.
Now, Humberto tells me the company that has optioned his book, again, that is Mustang Miracle, optioned it for a movie, says the screenwriters have just about finalized the script, but because the contracts aren't final yet, he can't say just which Hollywood star wants to be in it, and the movie, again, would be called Play It As It Lies. You'll know the star, and they hope to start shooting as soon as next year, so stay tuned. We'll let you know right here on 4.